Read them. So here's the key. The test will look very similar to the review. So I want to start there. If there's any questions from the study guide, from the review that you would like me to go over that you're having trouble with, now is your chance to ask. So what you got? Brooke, what number?
3, but Trent, because I know how to do this.
3, but Trent?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me one.
I know how to,
Give me 1 second.
but I forget.
Number 3 with Trent. That's what you asked for? Sorry for the interruption there. So we're going to go. Is it moving behind me? Am I unfrozen the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Trent and Sonia, and then I'm just going to copy the chart for Trent. Okay. Okay. Key idea here is compounded. You notice for simple interest, the interest number was the same. Look up. The interest number was the same every single time for Sonia. Compound interest, we recalculate the original amount after every single year. Yep. Yep, as long as she's quiet and shush and have her sit over here. Sure. You can go get her. So we had a formula that did this all in one step, but this is how we derived. We started out going year by year by year by year by year by year. What are we starting out with? What's my initial principal in year 1? $3,000. And it's 4.8%. So to find 4.8%, that's going to be 0.048 times $3,000. That's going to be 0.048 times. In the first year, he's going to earn $144, which means now in his bank account at the end of the first year, there's $3,144. Is that okay so far, kiddo? I brought up the wrong calculator. We'll use this one for you guys. That means at the beginning of year 2, that number drops down. He's going to earn 4.8% of that, which means instead of 3,000, we're going to go 4.8% of 3,144. Now he's going to earn $150.91 worth of interest, which means now he's going to have that much money in his bank account.
And then you just times that by
32949 329,491. That drops down. 329,491. You see where we're going now? I think you right. Now instead of 3,144, it's going to be 329,491. Get a new amount. Add it. Drop that down. Get a new amount. Add it. Drop that down. Get a new amount. Add it. And that's where you end up with your final value.
So you add that one with the...
You've used the word that one. Can you use title headings so I know what we're talking about?
You add the value of investment
Yep.
to the compound interest?
Yep.
Okay.
And that gives you your new total. Now, we did that all automatically the next lesson when I gave you that equation, but we used this to see that that did work. And then we said we trust it, we'll use the shortcut. Because that would get us, if we had 12 years with this method, you'd have to do all 12 years. With the equation, you could jump straight to the total. Is that okay, 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 okay? Next.
Oh, I didn't do 7.
Then I'd like to do 7.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't see it there.
Oh, you just didn't see it there? Just waving at you. Hello, number 7. That one there?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Might be easier.
I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. Looking at this question, Rosanna,
Yeah.
Compound or simple? Compound. I see the word compounded appear next to bank A and next to bank B. I also, it says, if Mary chooses bank A, how much more will she end up with? I'm sensing I'm going to figure out bank A, get an answer, figure out bank B, get an answer, and then now they want me to find out how much more she made in bank A. I'm going to do some subtracting at the very, very end. My whole point of this is, Rosanna, I think I'm drawing a column down the middle of my page.
Yeah.
Yes? A little line?
And is it going to be that
I don't know yet.
you one
I don't know yet. So my next question is, are we, first of all, it's compounded. Are we doing payments regularly over and over or not?
Yeah,
Did you say yeah?
yeah.
Then it's graphing calculator. Then it's going to be n equals I, right? If we're doing regular payments, our formula doesn't work. Our formula, A equals P bracket 1 plus little I to the n, only works if you're putting the money in it, all of it, at the beginning and never touching it for the rest. And this is not. This is going to be,
Regular, it's always on a calculator.
sorry?
If it's a regular payment, it's always going to be on the calculator.
If there's recurring payments, the graphing calculator is our only method at this stage, where we say n equals. By the way, what does n equal in this case? How many years?
7.
Compounded how?
12.
Whatever the heck that is. 84. Yeah. I percent equals 11.2. Present value, I think we're starting out with nothing. But the payment
Oh, yeah, it's 700.
is 700. Now, if they said she starts with $3,000 and then adds $700 a month, then your principal would be $3,000 and the payment would be $700, right? Principal is what you started out with, and the fact that they didn't mention a separate amount, I'm assuming she started out with nothing. Going okay? Okay, I'll come give you some help in a second, kiddo. Final or future value, don't know. Payments per year, 12. Compound periods per year, 12. And while I'm at it, copy, clever me, paste. This is loan B. What changes for loan B? It's still 7 times 12. Oh, all that's changing is the interest rate is going to 10.4. I think everything else is the same. Right?
Yeah, just the interest.
Yes. Okay.
So,
That's okay. Let's go do A. I was just saving myself because I'm lazy. I could cut and paste. Menu. For me, it's that one. Compound. 7 times 12. I told you it was 84. 0. $700. Don't know. 12. 12. For final value, mine is F5. Negative 88,669,98.
wait.
I'll get there in a second. 88,669,98. Did I type that in right? Let me double check. 88,669,98. Did you get that? Yes? Rosanna, did you get that okay, kid?
I'm just going to see. How do you know like not to find principal? Because it's asking how much, right?
How much more at the end?
Oh, okay.
Right? If you look at this, what does it say? How much more money will she what?
And that's
That's future final value. What would be a word that would mean principal? Start, beginning, invested in the first place, words like that. Yes? Rosanna, yeah? Got that one?
No, I got that, yeah.
No, I got that, yeah.
Like, yes.
Yeah, I got that, yeah, is how I would say it. But, you teenagers, I've stopped trying to figure you out with your silly whatevers and your whatevers. 10.4, new final value. I'm getting 8597474. in the second loan, I think. 8597474. Now I haven't answered the question yet. Yeah, because they want to know how much more she made in loan A than loan B. So whatever 8866998 take away 85974.74 works out to, that's how much more she made. By the way, can you tell me, how did I know that she would make more money? Everything's the same except the interest rate. So if everything else is the same except the interest rate, you're going to make more money or pay more money if it's a loan on the highest interest rate. Rule of thumb is if it's a loan, find the lowest interest rate. If it's an investment, higher's better. Is that okay?
So when you, or we said you notice it, but you want us to.
Sorry? We haven't answered the question yet, so.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 88669.98 take away 85974.74. I think hopefully $2,695.24. 24. Is that what my answer key says? Hey, 2695.24. Okay. Thumbs up, I think, yep. Any others from the review? Otherwise, I'll do textbook stuff too, but from the review?
Number one's like really easy, but I forget how to do it.
I don't know, let me look. What was number 1?
I know it's the I equals PRT, but I
Okay.
don't know why I get like confused because there's different ways you can
Yep.
use that formula.
Well, it's almost more vocabulary than math. Show you what I mean. Yep. So I love the fact that you did say I equals PRT. You're saying, hey, Dueck, I clued in. It's simple interest. Thank you for noticing. Okay. So if I want the interest, what's my principal?
4,000?
R as a decimal is 0.028. Time is 6 years. 4,000 times 0.028 times 6. Now this is the interest. And that's all this equation gives us. If I want the total, the amount, that's going to be the principal that I started with plus the interest.
Okay.
What did I start with?
4,000.
What's the interest?
672.
So the amount is going to be $4,672. And what's different about I equals PRT, that guy, it only gives you the interest that you earned. Compare that with this one. That gives you the final amount. It doesn't actually tell you how much interest you earned. It tells you how much interest you earned plus what you started with. So to use that one to find the interest, we had to subtract final amount, take away principal, gave us the interest that we earned. Compare that with this one. Since we find the interest, we had to add the principal and the interest to get final amount. In fact, you may even notice, Brooke, my angel, that if I minus the p to this side, I get amount minus principal equals interest, which is kind of what you did over here.
Okay.
Is that all right? Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I did get number 2 and I got it, but I think when you re-explained it, like, I think it's just better if we go over it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dueck, would you mind going over number 2? Sure. Thank you for the story. You guys make me laugh.
I'm just trying to get talking. I'm being recorded too.
For posterity. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Going to pause for 1 second. Ah! Nothing? Here we go. Oh, I hit record already. The kids at home are going to freak out. That's good. They'll be watching this in the evening. It's all good for them to get the adrenaline rush. Rosanna, joy of my heart, if I was looking at this, I would definitely target, because that means I'm going to be using I equals PRT. Okay? And this is wanting me to figure out the rate. It's actually going to want me to find R. So I'm going to write down this. What's it asking me to find?
Like the rate,
Which of those variables is the rate?
the R.
Okay. Can you tell me what's happening between the P and the R mathematically? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing?
Multiply,
So how could I move the P over to this side?
divide,
What's happening between the R and the T mathematically? How could I move the T to the other side? Here's what I'm hearing from you, kiddo. I think what you're saying is, Mr. Dueck, this equation could be written like this. Because you told me I could get the R by itself by dividing by P and dividing by T. Let me pause and let that sink in.
oh yeah,
With me?
yeah.
Yeah? Thumbs up, thumbs up? Okay. I guess I'm going to need to know the principal. What's the principal in this question?
1400.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to need to know the time. What's the time?
7 years.
Now, I'm also going to need to know the interest. Now, the interest is not $3,200. You know why? What's the word right in front of 3,200?
It's worth
That's what the total is worth. But what did we start with?
1400.
So that can't all be interest. Why? Because what did we start with?
Oh, should we minus it?
Now, stop for a second. Look up. Don't write anything. Watch. Underneath here, I'm going to write this. That's the final amount? Yes? That's the principal? Yes? Don't write anything down yet. Take a look at this line here. How would you get the I by itself? How would you move that letter P over? How would you write a new equation for interest? What's the P doing to the I mathematically? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing?
Adding,
So how would I move it over?
minus,
So are you telling me that say yes?
yeah.
Aren't those the same? Isn't that equation right there?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Same equation, isn't it? I got that many opposite sides, but I'm telling you, there's an A minus P on one side and there's an equals I on the other side. Yes. So for what it's worth, it kind of comes out of that one. Sort of. Little. So, what is I? Crunch the numbers on your calculator, or you can do it in your head. I don't care, but pick. I think 32 take away 14 is 18, so I'm going to guess 3,200 take away 1,400 is 1,800. I grew up without a calculator. Okay, tell me what to write here. I put an equal sign down. Keep going.
Oh, okay. 3,200 so 1,800, sorry.
Thank you.
Divided by 1,400 times 7, so 9,800.
Is that 9,800? You could do that. I would probably just say, how many numbers are there in the bottom? And you would say 2. I would say, put brackets around the bottom. In other words, if you want to do this all in one fell swoop, you go like this. 1,800 divided by bracket 1,400 times 7. Will also get you there.
Yeah.
And I get 0.183673469. You know what? Right? What percent did I say?
18%.
Check. Let's go check. Let's go look. Let's go look. Let's go. Yay.
Oh, the test, did you-
Now, before I take your question, you'll notice Mr. Kamosi did the same steps as me in a slightly different order. Do you see that he went to this equation kind of like I did with that little thought experiment I showed you? Yes? And then he said, oh, I know that's PRT. I equals the same as PRT. He said, I want to get the little r by itself. How? What's this big P doing to this mathematically? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? So how am I going to move this over? That's where that came from. Okay? Keep that, remember that's there. And then he also said, hey, what's the P and the T doing to the R mathematically? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? So how do I move those two guys over? That's why they're on the bottom. Okay? But you'll notice he's doing the same thing. Did you and I go, this, take away that? Yeah, we said that was 1,800. And did you and I go 1,400 times 7 in the bottom? I think we did. Oh, yeah, we did. Different order, but same steps. Now ask your question. What was your question, dear?
Oh yeah, because I did it the way he did it.
Yep.
Because I looked online and that's what
Yep.
that formula was online. So oh,
As long as you get it right, I don't care.
Yeah, I got it right, but I got 18%. Like, do I have to have 18.4?
I don't know. What did I say in the instructions? First of all, for dollars and cents, I shouldn't have to tell you what to round to. You always go to 2 decimal places because it's pennies, right?
Yeah.
For percentages, when in doubt, go to 1 decimal place. With the percent, so go to 3 decimal places, so that way when it's a percent, it'll be 1 decimal place, because 0.183, well, 0.184 will be 18.4%. Okay? But I'm not going to be fussy. I wouldn't want you to say, oh, that's 20%. That's rounding off an awful lot.
Okay.
Like, don't go to 1 decimal place and say, that is a 1, next to it there's an 8. That's a 2 now. That's really rounding off. Is that okay? Kyla, you have a question? You're good? The same as her? But you would have asked it much more articulately, yes? Of course. Any more?
Can we just do examples like 8? Like,
Probably.
I don't really get 6.
6 and then 8?
no,
And I'll change numbers, in
Okay.
theory. Come on. There we go. Don't. Paste. Is that going to work? Hey, that sort of worked. A little small. Can I make it bigger? Yeah, I can. How? There. You guys can read that, I think, in the back? I hope. Yes? Okay. Let's change this to 3. I'm changing the question. I'm going to do 1 like 6, and you can try number 6 on your own. So you can write this down on a scrap piece of paper, or I can print this up for you if you want. Let's change this to 28 years. And let's change this to 40 years. And let's say 180,000. And let's say 250,000. Okay? So Phil and his daughter Lena opened accounts at the same time. Each account earned 3.5% compounded semi-annually. I would probably, Brooke, choose to underline that. Phil kept his account for 28 years and now has $180,000 in the account. Lena kept her account for 40 years and now has $250,000 in the account. So what's A asking me to find?
Who invested the greater principal?
The what?
Who invested the greater principal?
Greater what?
Principal?
Greater what?
Principal?
What's it asking me to find? Principal.
Oh.
Right? Right? Okay. Rosanna, reading this carefully, are regular payments occurring? Are there repeated payments? Or are they investing their money all at once and not adding any extra to it?
They're adding it to semi-annually.
Okay, it's being compounded semi-annually, but are they adding payments?
Oh no, they just add it once.
Ah. It says hint, use graphing calculator, and you can, we'll do both. But I think I can do this by going Phil, Lena, because there's two of them, yes? I think for both of them I can go I think, no yawning, Mr. Dueck, focus. I think, what did you say we're finding?
Principal?
What did you say you're right, what did you say we're finding?
Principal?
We're finding what?
What she started with? Principal?
Yep, I'm repeating on purpose, okay?
Oh, okay.
Trying to set brain patterns in your mind. Okay. What letter is principal in my formula?
P.
Ah. Brooke, I'm having a bit of a, first of all, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to underline that. And I'm worried I might get the title P mixed up with the principal P, so I'll underline the one. I'm having a bit of a deja vu moment. What's happening between the letter P and this bracket? Oh, pray tell.
Multiply.
So how could I move that whole bracket over and get the P by itself?
Divide.
So are you saying,
Or
and
divide, yeah, divide.
are you saying, and I think you are, is that what you're saying? She right? I think that's on your formula sheet, is it not? And if you're not sure, it tells me you really haven't looked at that really, really handy formula sheet that I gave you that has a whole fat load of information on it.
We get to use it for the test, right?
That's what I said.
What one?
Formula sheet.
Ah, Roseanne is having her moment in the sun. I handed out a formula sheet a few days ago. Find it. Ah, that'd be worth bringing to the test tomorrow. Is that on there? Yes?
Yeah.
For Phil, what's the final amount? What's A? In my question that I've made up.
180,000.
What's little I?
0.035. O divided by 2.
What's N for Phil? Don't say 28, because it ain't.
It's 28 times 6.
Say that again. Someone coughed while you were speaking. It's 28 times what?
2.
Yes, which is 56, I think.
Yeah.
What did Phil start out with? saying go to your calculator now. We've got numbers everywhere except on the answer. Let's see, let's crunch this. It's going to be 180,000 divided by 1 plus. Whoop. Is that right? 1 plus 3 divided by 2 semi-annually. Looks like Phil started with $68,131.05, yes? 6813,105. 6813,105. 6813,105. Hey, let's go check Lena. Rosanna, is that okay?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, yeah, do it first. I don't want you to fall behind. So you try it. We'll wait.
What question is like the ones where you have to do the like, square root, but it would be like 8th root? Like, do we have any of those on our test?
Finding that.
Oh.
And you can use the graphing calculator technology to do that now, by the way. Because it'll find an interest rate for you.
Okay, but don't you need the payments, right? Yeah.
Well, if there's no payments, what number will you put in for payments?
0?
I would imagine it would still work. Ooh, don't forget to let the final amount be what?
Negative?
Because they assume you're taking a loan out.
And do we have questions like that?
I think there was one on here, but I'll go look in a second.
Okay.
Were there, Rosanna? You got that okay? The first one? 6813,105? Yeah, no, yeah, no.
No, but it's my calculator.
Okay, but I need to, that's what I want you to tell me. No, yes or no?
No.
Okay, good. I need to come look and see what you're typing in wrong, because if you can't type it right on the test, it doesn't do us any good. Let's try Lena. I think, again, we're multiplying right there, so I could divide. In fact, you know what? I think it's going to be also principal equals final amount divided by 1 plus little I to the n. I think it's going to be, what was Lena's final amount? In my example, can you see it there? And I'm making up a different one so that you can try this question on your own as well with the real numbers, right? And I did put an answer key online and emailed it out to you. Please check. 1 plus, she had the same interest rate. But how many years was she in for? Yeah, in your head, please. Thank you for not letting me down. Much. $250,000. Whoop, that's wrong. Divided by bracket 1 plus 0.035 over 2 close bracket to the power of 80. Do you get $62,400.29? Yes, 9 cents. 62,429. I'm pretty proud of that. I made up some numbers that were pretty close. I was a little worried they'd be way off. Part A says, who invested the greater principal?
So you subtract?
Just all it says is who invested the greater principal. What's bigger? Phil? That's all part A is asking. Part B is saying how much more did he or she invest than what would
I
I?
thought you were on that question.
Part B, I would subtract bigger minus smaller. Around $6,000. Okay, it's going to be $6,269.24, but don't quote me on that. That's a lot of math in my head. Was I right? Really? I'll take that. That wasn't bad. I carried a few in my head and did the whole schmear. This is what can happen if you don't go diving into a foam pit. Just saying.
Can you see now if there's one of those questions with that interest?
I will in 1 second. B. 68131.05 take away 62400.29 equals. I was way off. You lied to me. I wasn't even close.
Yeah, you probably just thought it was.
Wow.
No, yeah. I'm not talking about him, but that's probably you. He's probably thought he should write the test.
Liar, liar, human liar. You're asking, where's the question where I ask you to find the rate? 5. You know how I know? Find the sentence that starts with what and read me that sentence.
What was the annual rate of
The what?
Annual rate of
Annual what?
rate.
Oh. There.
So it's I, right?
Yeah. Well, I got to be careful. That's R, the annual rate. Because remember, we actually always divided to get little I, right? If it was semi-annually, we actually took the rate divided by 2. If it was daily, divided by 365. If it was monthly, divided by 12. So technically, if I'm being really fussy, technically, that is really the annual rate divided by the number of compound periods. Having said that, you now have the technology to do this also on your graphing calculator. I'll do it the long way, and then we'll check it on our graphing calculator.
Oh, you did 5 already.
Yeah. Oh, you okay with it?
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause I can make up new numbers and try it.
Well, I'm
but-
fine doing it on the calculator.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Any others?
On the calculator, it's kind of all the same.
Oh, someone wanted me to do 8. You guys wanted me to do 8, yes? Can I do just like before? I'll change the numbers. We'll do a question together, and that way you can still try 8 and compare it to the answer key?
Print these out after? Like,
No, never. I hate all of you. Did I say at the beginning of this that I could print stuff out? I did? Really?
I was just making sure.
Yeah, I know. That's what I like about you guys, you teenagers. I know you've answered the question already, but has the answer changed in the last 5 minutes? Probably not. Has your answer changed after I just asked you? Probably not. So, since I didn't actually delete the steps on the test, I'll do it in exactly this way. Copy. Paste. Let's change the numbers. First of all, that's going to vanish. Let's go 25 years, 12 years, 25,000. 12 years, 12 years. And let's go 4.6%. We'll go 12 years again. Let's invest $10,000. We'll give you 5.8%. Well, no, let's change everything so that you don't get mixed up. How about 6.8%? And let's deposit $2,500 at the end of every month. You know what? In which case, let's do $500 because not. If you can afford $2,500 a month and put that away, you're making enough money that you probably don't need to worry about investing too much anyways. And since it's monthly, every month, let's make it compounded monthly. Okay? Did you want any more hints, kiddo, or are you good? Okay? Okay. Can you put it face down on the appropriate block? And can you put it, Tyra, face down on the appropriate block as well? Block H? Yep, hand that in block H. I'll get to it. I might get to it tonight, probably this weekend, though, okay? And you're getting emails from me, yes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Check your emails, because that's how you'll find out your score. In other words, check the spam if you're Gmail, right? Here we go. So I've changed the question, okay? You can write this down. I'll print this up for you so you don't have to write this down. Focus in, though. Sit up. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because I'm going to be picking on all 4 of you. Be ready. Okay? So I've given you 3 different loans, and what I've said is find the Rate of return. Now, what the heck is the rate of return? On your formula sheet, which I know Rosanna has in front of her. Rosanna, somewhere on that formula sheet, can you, pray tell me how we calculate the rate of return.
Interest earned divided by amount invested.
I'm going to go like this. Hang on, kiddo. How about a good abbreviation for rate of return? Capital R, lowercase o, capital R, rate of return. Is that okay? Is that okay? What'd you tell me it was?
Interest earned,
Can I just put int divided by?
amount invested. Oh, multiplied by 100.
Okay. I shortened it, but that's on your sheet. Okay. Then you know what? Even though this question is saying find, what's it asking us to find? What did I put in the box? We're going to spend most of our time finding the total amount invested and the total interest, because that's really what we need to find. With me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. First thing I said is find the amount each investment is worth. What I really have to do is read carefully and say, is this a one-time investment or are there payments? I'm going to be really, really clever. I'm going to call this investment 1, investment 2, and investment 3, since that's what I did in that little column there. Look at investment 1. Does it talk about repeated payments, repeated deposits at the end of every, frequently, or is it just a one-time payment? Rosanna.
It's just a one time.
I agree. I think one. I think $200, right?
Yes.
$25,000. Ooh, how much am I investing in loan or investment 2?
10,000.
Not repeated payments? No. Compounded yet, but that's different. That's how they're calculating the interest. I'm not dumping in more money out of my own pocket. I agree. 10,000. Yeah. Also block H on top of your test. Thank you, dear. What about investment number 3? How much am I depositing each time? I would write that down. Times. How many times per year?
12.
Times. How many years?
10.
By the way, I should fix this. I'm going to go, just so our numbers are all the same, 12 years, and I'll go 12 years. So our time, so instead of 10 years, how many years?
Oh, 12.
How much is that? Please crunch the numbers. 7,200? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got that one in my head, Connor. Just saying. What do you think they want me to write where it says total?
Adding them all up.
Do that. Okay, I'll do it in my head. 35,000, 44,200, 40,200, 42,200. Is that right? 42,200, I hope? No, I'm way off. No, I'm not. Is it not? It's 35,000 plus 7,000 is 42,000 plus 200. Is it fourth?
What did you say?
42200?
Yeah.
A 42, a 20, and a 0.
Yeah.
What is that?
32.
Yeah, what is that?
The total amount invested.
Yes! Are you saying that that's going to go in the bottom of this fraction?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would be correct, my angel. Okay? Step 2 says, determine the amount of money that the person invested into the... I think this is... Okay, sorry. I'm interpreting Mr. Kamozi's steps wrong. Mr. Kamozi wanted us to find the amount invested in step 2. This is where he wanted me to go 25,000 plus 10,000 plus 7,200. I'm sorry, guys. This is...
Well, what do you have to do with this?
I'm going to get there. Hang on. That's the amount invested. You know how come I know that? It says determine the amount of money that the person invested. What does it want here? I didn't read the instructions carefully. Find the amount that each investment is what? Worth. That's A. That's total. Final value.
Oh, so that's the end question.
I can use that because you said there wasn't payments for loan 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the principal? Let me scroll up. What was the principal in loan number 1?
25,000.
Do you find that amount that each investment is worth?
Well, I'm going to have to sometime along the way. So just bear with me, please. Oh, hang on. Compounded annually. 1, 12. How much money do I have there? Can you crunch that for me, please? $25,000. Bracket 1 plus 0.046. Do I really need to divide by 1? That's not going to make a difference. To the power of 12. So that investment will be worth $42,886.46. 4288646. 4288646. The second investment also has no payments, Kyla. So the second investment, I can also go 10,000. 1 plus 0.068. Oop, this one's also annually divided by 1 to the 12. $10,000. 1 plus 0.068 to the 12. 22,000. 2191. 2202191. 2202191. You guys okay with that so far? The third one, payments. This is where I have to use a graphing calculator. I'm going to try and fit it in really small here, so I'm going to go N equals, I equals, PV equals, PMT equals, FV equals, PY equals, CY equals. What's N? How many years? How often?
Every month, so it's 12.
What is 12 times 12 in your head?
144.
Tis. Interest rate, 4.3, and that one I type in as a percentage, yes? Present value, doesn't look like he's starting with anything, but he's doing a payment of $500. Don't know the final value, what I'm trying to find. 12 per year, 12 per year.
On the test, are they all going to be payments and compounds still going to be the same?
They are, and I don't know why that is, except I've noticed that the textbook does that on every question. So I'm playing it safe, wondering if you change it, if the graphing calculator doesn't work properly, and that's why they're doing that. And I'm going to send an email out to my fellow math teachers asking that question. I just haven't had a chance to.
So the test is all.
It's going to look very similar to your review. I just changed the numbers. So it's going to be 144, 4.3, nothing, 500. Don't know. 12, 12. Show me the final value. Ignore the negative. 941422. 940142. I think that's what it said. So far, so good. How much money do we have at the end of this grand total? Grand total, it's going to be can I fit this in? Oh, over here. It's going to be 9401 22001422 plus 2202191 plus 4288646. $158,922.59. Double check, see if somebody else gets that.
What was it?
158,922.59. 158,922.59. Yes?
5-9.
Oh, 5.9. Why did I go 5.6? Because my brain's somehow flipped it. That's what we're worth. That's not what we invested. That's what we have. How much did we invest?
42,200.
Remember how we calculated that? It was principal plus payments times years. Okay, yes? How much do we have? Read to me.
158,922.1.
What did we start with? 42,200. What did he end up with? 15892. What do we earn? How much interest? How can I find out?
You subtract.
Yes! And that's why in step 3 it says go interest earned total from step 1, take away amount invested from step 2.
So you just take away that big number and you subtract.
Bigger minus smaller?
Yeah. And that gives you interest.
Well, that's what, isn't that what, how much more money you made? And isn't that the definition of interest? Interest is the extra money you make, right? That number there, take away 42200. I got interest earned of 116,722.59. 1167.22.59. 1167.22.59. What did we start out with?
42,200.
What did we earn? What did we earn?
116,700.
We more than doubled our money. In fact, we more than tripled our money. We've done pretty good here. That's what happens when I make up numbers. So let's find our rate of return. We said the bottom number is going to be 42,200. You know what? Let's do it down here. It's going to be amount invested was 42,200. The top number is going to be 158,922.5. No, it's not, Mr. Dueck. I'm reading the wrong number. It's going to be 116,722. Thanks, you guys caught that as well. I wish could say I did that on purpose, but I didn't. Would have been nice if I was seeing if you're paying attention. So it's going to be this number divided by 42,200, and then to change it into a percent. What's that mean? If you have a 100% return, you've doubled your money. If you have a 200% return, you've tripled your money because you had your original amount plus you got 200 more percent, which is twice as much plus what you had. We did more. I said we did more than triple our money. Yes, we almost quadrupled. If it was 300%, that would actually be quadrupling your money because you'd have 300% what you started plus what you started. You'd have a total of 400%, quadrupling your money. We did really well. If this was true, you'd be a happy camper, and you would be dressing better because you'd be wealthy-ish. So I'm getting 276.6. Probably on the test, I'll make up better numbers, and so it won't be such a crazy high rate of return, but that's what happens when I make numbers up off the top of my head. Well, I mean, they left it in a long time, 12 years, and one of them was compounded monthly. Yeah, okay. Okay. By the way, look up. What if I wanted to see loan number 1 or investment number 1? If I wanted to estimate how long it would take my money to double, who remembers the rule of 72, which is on your formula sheet? He says, giving a hint.
22 divided by interest,
Oh, what's the interest in loan number 1?
4.6.
What is 72 divided by 4.6?
15.65.
It'll double in about 15 years. We left it in 12 years, so almost enough to double. How long for that second loan to double? What's the interest rate in the second investment? 6.8? What's 72 divided by 6.8?
0.09.
That can't be right.
Or
72.
what was it?
759. 10 and $10 and 59.
Well, not $10.59. So about 10.6 years. We left it in for 12 years. So certainly we would expect that loan to have doubled. I'm trying to explain this really, really high rate of return here. This is pretty good. The rule of 72 doesn't work for the third one because you're doing payments. That's why we need our graphing calculator. Is that all right? Any more? You guys are winding down, I think. Okay, I'll print this up for you. Who would like copies? All 4 of you? Give me a second.